I created this first assignment just for a walkthrough so we can sit and talk about some different things you can do with vectors. Of course, vectors are very much like arrays in Java and arrays in other languages, but C++ for some reason has to call them a vector, okay? And so we're going to do vectors today. If you go back to the overview for this week's chapter online, click on here. I actually created some methods in here that we're just going to copy and paste into our program to save us a whole lot of work. Go ahead and open up Visual Studio. I created just a template here for me just to get started. Go ahead and do that. And then once you're done, you can unpause me and we'll take off again. Go back to Blackboard again. This first one right here, this input data, okay, go ahead and copy the one up here. This one has to do with filling in an integer vector, okay? So we're going to go ahead and grab this right here, like that, and we're going to paste that in here like this. Okay, let's go ahead and create a reference to it up here so that C++ doesn't say, what is this? I don't know, I don't understand. Paste that right in here like this with a semicolon after it. We still got errors because we say, oh yeah, we have to include right there and vector. Oop. Like that. Okay, and that'll take care of all of our errors for us. What this is a simple little method, okay? I have to take and I have to send it my numbers vector, which I haven't created yet, and then also a count. Okay, let's go ahead and create these up here. I'm going to say, okay, I want to create an int called count equal to 0 semicolon, and then I'm also going to create a vector like that of int type. I can make this string or anything I want to, but in this case I want to say int, okay, and I'm going to say nums like this. Okay, it's going to be my numbers. And now here I can put a number in here, okay. I can put in something like 20, or I can make 0, but for now we're going to put in 20, and we're going to hit enter, or semicolon enter. What that does is it says, okay, create an array of size 20. Now the textbook suggests that what we should do is we should create a large enough array that hopefully we don't have to add to for a while. You notice right here, it actually shows that I have, oh, right page, okay. And it talks about different type of methods that vector has. Okay, for example, there is a resize. I can resize and make it larger or smaller. And I can also check to see the capacity of it. And then I also can say, don't worry about that one for now, okay? But what they do is they have you make it a certain size. And then, of course, if you want to make it larger, then you can say, well, let's increase it from 20 to maybe 40 or something like that. I'm going to not say anything more about it. It's good enough for now. Okay, let's go back to our code here and look at our code. And so anyway, I created a vector or an array size 20. It's called nums, and it's going to contain ints. Okay, this little method here is going to take and add to that. I'm going to take and call that right here. I'm going to say get data, and I'm going to send it my nums, comma, and I'm also going to send it my count, like that. Okay, I receive it down here. I'm actually receiving a reference to that variable, aren't I? So therefore, when I send it down here, everything that I do down here actually changes it. When I get back up here again, this will actually have all the changes that I made down here. Notice I sent it a reference of numbers, and I also sent it reference of counts, okay? Inside of here, what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, let's see, while a num is not equal to -1, okay? Go ahead and here's an input right here. Go ahead and take that value, stick it in there. If it's not a -1, then go ahead and add this to the current index of my numbers and increase my counter by 1. So it's going to increase until I put a -1 in there, and then it's going to go back in here and all my information is going to be sitting right in this nice vector here, plus this count is also going to be updated. Next thing we're going to do, let's go ahead and copy some code from here. And let's go to, let's see, there's a loop to display right here. We'll get some code for that. What I want is I want this one right here, the string, okay, that will return all the values in a vector of int. It puts them in a string. Let's take and paste this right down here. Control V like that. Once again, let's copy this. C, puts at the top here. And semicolon at the end like that. Okay, this is going to list, oh, I got a toString. That means I got to take and I got to include up here now my string. Okay. Right there, R-I-N-G, my string like that. And I'll take and fix that little error. What this does is just returns a big long string that I make of all the integer values within my number. And so now up here I can say, go ahead and cout and list vector. Right there it is. Okay, and which vector? I got to set it nums, comma, and I also got to set it my count. I'm going to need that also, okay? Semicolon, oh no, okay, then let's put an end line in here because otherwise, yeah, you know what happens. Let's take a look at this real quick. Okay, yep, okay, I'm receiving it. This time is const, okay? Now, if I just send it this, okay, it would actually have to send me a copy of nums. In this case with const, it's actually sending me a reference. However, I cannot change the values in here, is which I want right now. And also you notice I'm just saying, send me whatever the value is in here right now. By val, send that. That's good enough because it's just an integer. Okay, let's see, then go ahead and loop through all this stuff. Go ahead and run your program now if you want. Okay, you should end up with something like this. Okay. And you're going to say, okay, put a 4 in there, put a 5 in there, put a 7 in there, put a -1 in there. Oh, and that's the end. Yep, and it listed my numbers for me, okay? Next thing I want to do is I want to add a sorting function to this, okay? Let's go ahead and grab that sorting vector, okay? Let's see, this is a vector of strings. No, I don't want that one. I want this one up here. I want the one of int. This one's kind of like in a book. There's an error in the book. I won't talk to you about that, but anyway, there's an error in the book on that. This one will work a little better for you. It's basically a bubble sort, the old style bubble sort, nothing fancy, okay? Once again, we're going to copy this right here. Control C, stick that up here, like this, right there. Semicolon, and back down here again. Let's take a look at this, okay? What I'm doing is basically a bubble sort. It loops within a loop, and it takes in, once again, oh yeah, right here, reference, okay. I don't need a reference to my count because my count's not going to change, but these are going to be sorted when they get back here again. Let's go ahead and sort. Once again, I'm going to send it my nums right there, comma, and my count. Okay, you say, why do I keep sending count all the time? Well, the thing is I got 20 of them in there, but who knows? Maybe I just typed in 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, something like that. And I can ignore those other values then, okay? Semicolon, just like that. Let's go ahead and print it out again, because we can. Go ahead and run it again. And once again, type in some values for 1, -1, any numbers you want. Notice how first it prints out the very way I got them, okay, and then it also prints out, now they're sorted, wonderful, okay. I'd like to do one more thing in here just to show that you can. Right below get data and right below above cout, what it is. Let's say cout, and I'm going to say how many values do I have in there, okay. Ints, and then now I can't say, I could say my vector dot size, but I don't want to do that. That's not correct, okay? what I want to do is say count, because that is actually the number of ones that I typed in there. Okay, don't forget your end line. Semicolon. Okay, just let that go for now. Okay, I'm going to look at my list here. We did a, let's see, we did a function to sort. Okay, now what we're going to do is a function that will search. Okay, the book shows you two different methods of searching. One is a sequential search. Okay, and we'll take and make sure that you get the one for the, that's the string. Okay, so you want this one here. I gave you all these, so you can use them over and over again if you want. Okay, you can use them for other homework assignments or things like that. Okay, just paste that right down here like this. And once again, create name over here, there. C, stick up top here, right there. V, semicolon at the end. Everybody should be happy. Let's go take a look at that code a minute. What does this do? Okay, it just loops through it. Okay, starts out at 0, and I just go to my count. Okay, because I don't need to go any further than that. And then I say, okay, if search num, the one I send down here, is equal to the current index of in my array. Excuse me, of nums. Okay, if so, return that. If not, return a -1. Okay, let's go ahead and print that out up here. Let's say cout. Index of 6 is, and then let's say index of, and once again I gotta send it, what's my search number? I'm gonna send it 6, comma, and I gotta send it my nums, comma, and I gotta send it my count, like that, semicolon. Perfect. Okay, oh, don't forget your inline here. I always forget those. Like that. Okay. And then this also, go and use this binary search right here. Okay. I won't get into how binary searches work today. You can look it up online or read it in a book. He's pretty good at explaining that. However, I think he does once again have issues with code in a book. Can be kind of messy sometimes. Okay. But anyway, this one works. I know it does. Okay, go ahead and copy this to the top. This one works exactly the same way as this one does. However, this one does binary search. Anyway, just a good example of it I thought I'd throw in here so that you can use it if you want in your programs. Semicolon at the end. Okay, and let's say cout. It's almost the same, so let's copy this right here. Right there. Control V. And I'm going to say not index up. I'm going to say binary search this time. B-I-N-A-R-I. Search right there it is. Okay, let's go ahead and run it again. It's always good to run your program a lot while you're working on it. Make sure you put a 6 in there. -1 at the end will get us out. Sure enough, there is my 6 right there, and it says the index of 3. That's because it starts at 0, so you have to go 0, 1, 2, 3. Yep, it's great. Good. Okay. Now let's do next on our list. Okay. I'm going to create a function that will delete each instance of a certain number. Okay. We're going to have to write this one by ourselves. We can so do this, can't we? No problem. The only one we're going to write today ourselves. Okay. What's it going to return? It's going to return void. Okay. And let's say delete instance of, and first of all, let's go to int delete number. Okay. Comma, and then of course we're going to have to receive our vector. Okay. And what kind of a vector is it? Okay, it's an int vector. Oop. And let's call it nums. And also our int count, like that. Okay, before we continue on, we're going to be changing our vector here, okay? So let's make sure that we send it the reference of here, okay? The rest of these is fine because it doesn't take a whole lot of memory to send an integer back and forth. However, we had a vector of 1,000,000 names, you for sure would want to send it reference because otherwise you'd make a copy of that whole thing and send it out there and yeah, whatever. Okay, and let's see, let's create a little loop here. Int x is equal to 0, semicolon, x is less than. We have to count, okay? Let's use count because we don't have to go all the way through the entire vector, okay? X plus plus, like that. Curly braces. Now we're going to say if our nums, which one? It's index of x, okay, is equal to our delete num, right there it is. Delete num, right there. If that's the fact, then now what we're going to do is rather than moving them all in, we're just going to take the furthest one to the right and we're going to kick it right in, okay? And so let's say nums x is equal to, oh no, first of all, we have to say, okay, if it's 0, if you're at the first one, okay, then you just have to shorten up your count and you'll have none left, okay? So let's say if x, we can say x is greater than 0, okay? Because, yeah. Let's keep going. Okay. Sometimes it's easier to just keep going, okay? And here we're going to say nums x is equal to nums, which one? Count. Count, like that, semicolon. Now you got to be careful, once again, we're starting out with 0, okay? So when we actually say count, that's an empty one, isn't it? Okay, let's say count -1, like that. Okay, good. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to say, okay, take that last position and stick that in the current one, and then just reduce our count by 1. Do that right here. Count minus equals 1, semicolon. Reduce it by 1. Wonderful. Good. Closes that all up nice. So once again, if we have these numbers in here, and we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we say let's eliminate number 2. Okay, so we're going to loop through this. Okay, and we're going to say, okay, here's my number 2 here. Let's take and put this 7 in number 2, and then reduce the count down. Okay. The only thing after that's done, we have to sort, don't we? Let's go ahead and sort that out. Get rid of my little notes here. Okay, we don't want to do it in a 4. Okay, we don't want to do it one time. Let's just say sort. And what do we want to send it? We want to send it nums and count, like that. Okay, now up here in our main, we got to call this stuff here, don't we? Okay, we're saying the index of that is, okay, let's go ahead and delete that one, okay? And let's see, oh, we forgot to copy this up to the top, didn't we? If we don't, I won't know what it is, okay? See that? Check that just below all my other references to my other methods here, semicolon at the end, like that. Okay, now down here we can say delete. Instance of, like that. And oops, I didn't get it. Instance of right there, okay? First thing is, let's say 6, okay? Let's get rid of our 6. And then let's say, I have to send it our nums, comma, and our count, like that, and semicolon. And then let's go ahead and let's see if it's still in there yet, okay? And then, of course, this one more time, this taking list them too, because we got it there. We can Control V like that. Okay, here we go. 512, blah, blah, blah. 74 can be in there. Make sure you put a 6 in there, okay? 8, 7, and then maybe a -1 like that. Okay, we got all these numbers in here. We got 8 integers in there, okay? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 74. And we took and we said, okay, our index of that is -1. Oh, we deleted it, didn't we? And if you look through there, okay, we're missing our 6 right there. Okay, so everything all works. Hopefully you learned something. It's the end of the video.